Much like the number of Chad's testicles that I had to kick in order to get him to stop from nuzzling my ear, there are 2. 1, interpersonal damage, and 2, personal damage. Okay, interpersonal damage. 1/4 of, according to the 2009 Journal of Sexual Archives, 1/4 of all FWB relationships end the friendship entirely. The April 12th, 2007 Toronto Sun states, and I know what you're thinking, 2007, that's like 2 whole years ago, but you have to remember that this is Toronto, so it's on Canadian Standard Time. It works out to something like June 13th, 2012. I think it's some kind of metric thing. Anyway, this perfectly valid source states, more often than not, one person is getting all the benefits, and the other person is just setting themselves up for disappointment. Let's face it, one person secretly wants roses and Paris and marriage and babies, and the other person has a penis. But even more than interpersonal damage, this type of relationship causes personal damage. Aside from the song they taught us all in health class, sing along if you know it. Hepatitis, syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes, AIDS, warts, and chlamydia, and pregnancy. Guess that was just my health class.
November 3rd.
The November 3rd, 2008 Washington Post says that when you are willing to rationalize this type of relationship as healthy and harmless, you undermine your sense of self-worth and are left feeling that you don't deserve a real relationship, and then you find yourself in the happy golden acres retirement home in Florida, sucking down prune juice and vodka. The April 2008 Journal of Sexual Medicine says that during sex, both females and males release oxytocin, a bonding chemical which promotes feelings of connection and love. We have emotional bonds with our friends already, and having sex with them only intensifies these bonds, leaving us devastated if things don't work out, which is sad. So we need solutions. Solutions! Much like the number of testicles that Chuck Norris has, there are 3. Big Nut Chuck would say, 1, don't sleep with your friends. 2, realize that sex is both physical and emotional. And 3, don't be afraid to emotionally invest. So first, don't sleep with your friends. CNN.com of January 23rd, 2009 says that 83% of people believe that cross-gender friendships can exist, and suggests that you create boundaries and be honest with one another. I suggest that you join Megan's group. And here, I have written you a new script. If your best friend comes up to you and says, I think we should be friends with benefits, you say, no! If an LOL cat comes up to you and says, a cat has benefits, you say, no. Frowny face and emoticon. And if Matt Damon comes up to you and says, Liz, I think we should, okay, let's go. See, I don't want to be Matt Damon's friend. Second, realize that sex is both physical and emotional. The previously cited PsychCentral.com article says that as humans, it is difficult for us to separate our sexuality from our emotions. Sex is not, as the previously cited Observer states, a game of squash. If it is, you're doing it wrong. Sex is not just about the mushing and the rubbing and the squashing. It's about emotion and connection and all that feelings crap. Finally, don't be afraid to emotionally invest in a relationship, even if it means you might get hurt. But don't financially invest in a relationship, because that is called prostitution, apparently. The March 27th, 2008 Canadian Globe and Mail states, it's impossible to maintain a healthy, casual sexual relationship. You can't treat people casually. People are deep, sensitive, and needy. Go for it and get hurt or hurt someone else. That's life. They're right. If you want to be fulfilled and happy, you can't have a series of one-night stands with your best friend. You have to find something real. So today, we've discussed the causes, the effects, and the solutions of FWBs. We have learned that while jumping into the sack with your bosom buddy may seem like a good idea at the time, it's just going to lead to heartbreak. And this is exactly what I told Chad as I politely shoved him away from my own bosom. I said to him, look, Chad. Chad's really short. I care about you, and I think you're a really great person, and you're right. I am smoking hot. But I really think we should just be friends. Because, after all, friendship, that's the ultimate benefit.